Tori Newhart has wanted to be a musician. Today at 24, he is living that dream, but it comes at a price.
But that's one thing I love about music, is that you get to see that immediate feedback of, yeah, someone likes this, or no, they don't, so how can we play this differently so they do like it? And I started taking it more seriously when I was in middle school. I joined a jazz band, and in that jazz band class at the end of the year, we had a concert and there was a jazz choir that was performing, and I saw a guest piano player come in named Andy Armour, and I was looking at the music that he had in front of him as he accompanied the choir, and it totally blew me away that you could play the whole accompaniment that he had come up with just based off of letters, right? It's just the chord symbols. There's no written notes at all. So that was kind of the moment for me that clicked. So I started studying with him privately and got into a couple other ensembles working with him.
Tori lives with his partner Sarah and one-year-old daughter Nina in a rented apartment. Every day begins at 6 a.m. when Nina wakes up. To support this modest existence, Tori has cobbled together an intense mix of performing and teaching. Some weeks he will play at 5 different venues.
And then performing a lot. There's only a couple people I know who gig as much as I do, which I'm proud of, but also looking to change because I'm spending a lot of time out of the house for gigs that don't pay a lot of money. This weekend is a 5 gig weekend. 1 tonight, 2 tomorrow, 2 on Saturday. And so, you know, for example, on Friday I'm playing from 7 to 10, kind of a restaurant gig. And then there's a grand opening of a new music venue that we're playing from about 10:30 till 2 a.m. is what they have us billed for. So some weekends it's very, very late, and then, you know, the baby's up 6 o'clock pretty much every day. So it's I sometimes get to sleep in if Sarah lets me, but oftentimes I want to be up because she's a lot of fun in the morning and she always calls for me. So.
But since the average gig brings in around $100, Tori also supports himself by teaching private students, working as an adjunct at the University of Oregon, and classes at local high schools.
I'm teaching at a charter high school in Springfield called the Academy of Arts and Academics, A3, and I teach 2 choirs there, and the choirs have grown, which is a good sign, so students like something about the class or me or something, so it's a good sign going forward. While it's stressful, I also know how important it is, so it doesn't usually get to a point where I get totally disheartened. But I mean, you know, whatever you choose to do in your life, you're always going to have to not do other stuff. So it's pretty cool to know that what I'm doing with my life every day working is like a positive thing, you know.
Just as he did, daughter Nina is showing an interest in musical sounds.
It's been actually really fascinating to watch a human discover that when she like hits something, it makes a noise, you know, or it does something, it responds. So like this morning, you know, I had her just kind of hitting the keys on the piano. And at first when she did that, she just didn't really even register, you know. But now when she does that, she starts to even like make vocal noises back at the piano, you know. So she's starting to realize that she can actually, you know, affect her surroundings in that way. So, you know, she'll definitely be raised with music.
Nina has even inspired Tori to compose a piece of music.
I tend to write a lot of tunes and try and name them an anagram for someone's name. So a full anagram of her name happened to be Hideaway Merman Nation. And it's really just a funny name. I think it's hilarious. And when I was in Europe, it felt like a bunch of dudes in this band kind of in paradise. So that whole Hideaway Merman Nation, for some reason, just made sense. So that's what it's called. I can play the melody at least of that and see how that goes.
The bottom line is that even for a talented musician like Tori, making a living is tough. When added up, all of his efforts do not surpass $30,000 a year. but he wouldn't change it for the world.
I really hope that people, public, starts to see, a lot of people do understand it, but just to really see what it does take to be a musician in this day and age. If I'm super tired at the end of one of these 10-hour days and I still have a gig to play, really when you come to the instrument, really being ready to do that thing. This is what I'm doing in this moment with my life. But there's definitely always a thrill of being, on stage in front of people, especially if you have an audience that's really engaged and with it. And the moment when you get someone actually like dancing or grooving and people are responding, right? That's one reason why I love playing jazz or funk or these other more improvisational styles of music, because you can actually have that direct interaction with the audience. It's definitely challenging, but that's, I don't think it's unusual, so I don't take that for granted or think that I have it worse than anybody, because I'm doing stuff that I love to do.